Hi, my name is Ellie Mistry and welcome to my channel, The Swedish Chef. Today I'm going to show you how to cook one of my favorite dishes, Moroccan fish. This Moroccan dish is great for dinner parties, and why I love it is that it's a one-pot wonder and you're only using one pan. And the best thing is it only takes 10 minutes to prep and 20 minutes to cook. So we're going to start with preparing the onion. So a yellow or a red, it doesn't really matter. Instead of doing it in dice, we're just doing it in really thin slices, which make the sauce much nicer, I think. So we got my favorite girls that never says no to a dinner party. And I think even my husband will sit down for once. He's normally scared to be in the dinner party with girls, but I think he will make an exception for this special treat. Alright, so once you got the onions ready, we're going to go and make the masala. And masala is the base of the Moroccan dish, which is equal amount of garlic, chili and ginger. To do it really easy, we're going to put it in the food processor. So just chuck everything in. So you don't even have to worry about chopping it. Like you just have to chop it really roughly. Don't worry about the seeds because these big chilies are not that hot. So basically, you want this quite fine. So as you can see, there is some chunkier parts in here. So a little trick is to add a little bit of water. Not too much though, because it goes mushy. And now this will be much finer. Alright, that's the perfect consistency. So we'll take that out. And you can just smell this amazing smell. Garlic, ginger, chili is my favorite. It takes less than 5 minutes. So we're going to go over here and do the actual cooking. So we're going to get the heat in the pan, about medium heat. A good chunk of olive oil. So cooking the onions are really key to this dish. You want to cook them long and slow on a medium heat, and they will probably take about 10 minutes. Then you want that really golden, deep color, and they will go really nutty and sweet. Then we're going to use these cinnamon barks, which is this amazing smell. It's even stronger than a cinnamon quill. It makes such a difference. It makes the onions really fragrant. So we're going to do this long and slow, about 10 minutes, to really make them go nice and golden and caramelized. 10 minutes goes quick. You don't have to watch them the whole time. You know, if you haven't done your prep for other things, you can walk around and do that, but I'm pretty organized, so I'll stand here. Okay, so now the onions are brown. Basically what we do for 6 people, I'll put in 1.5 tablespoons of the masala, and that's for a medium hot dish. I like my food quite hot. If you don't like your food quite as hot, I'll go with maybe even 1/2 tablespoon. And you fry that for about 4 minutes on a low heat because you're dealing with raw garlic, so you don't want the garlic to burn. Once the garlic gets burned, your sauce is done, like you can't go back from that. Yeah, so keep your pan on a low heat. I can just smell the onions, garlic, ginger and chili and the cinnamon. It's so amazing, it makes me hungry. So this is pretty much done. Now at this point we're going to go and make the spice mix. So the spices we're using in this recipe is turmeric, and this is a mixture of cumin and coriander. And we're going to make a spice paste. So I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of the turmeric into a glass and 2 teaspoons of the cumin and coriander into a glass. Now we're going to go and get some water and we're going to mix this through to get a paste. This means you have no lumps of spices. So that's ready now. We're going to go and fry that off with our onions and the masala. So you just add that to the pan. And you want to make sure you fry this really thorough before you add anything. Otherwise you get this kind of raw turmeric and coriander. It's not nice when you eat it. So you want to make sure this fries. So get that up to a medium heat, and you will probably need to fry it for about 2 minutes. When you're doing this, it's a good time to actually add some salt as well. And don't be shy with the salt. It just brings out the flavors of the spices. You can hear that sizzling. You want to give it at least another minute. And make sure it's all like spread out in the pan, so it's not just in a lump and the spices underneath are frying. And then after that we're going to add our wine. It's about 1/3 cup, and that goes in. And then you want to crank this up to high heat and let it reduce for about 2 to 3 minutes. What you can do then is just scrape the pan, so you get all of those spices and things that stuck to the pan will come into the sauce. After you've done that, we're going to go in with our tomatoes. 1 tin tomato and half a tin of water. Basically, when the tomatoes goes in, you do need to gently just try to squeeze them down. Just be careful so it doesn't go all over your top, because I'm wearing white, so. And this will start thickening up in about 10 minutes, and that's when you're ready for your fish. This is a one-pot wonder, which I love because I hate doing dishes when your friends arrive. Well, it's a little bit antisocial and you're not really enjoying your dinner party, so I try to make dishes that goes in the middle of the table, we can all share and we can sit down and have wine, and I don't have to stand in the kitchen doing dishes. So this is perfect for this occasion. This sauce is going to have to reduce for about 10 minutes to make it go really thick. And then we're going to put in our fish, which doesn't take long at all. I usually put in the fish just before the people arrive, because you want the mussels and the fish to be really fresh. You don't want to reheat that. Alright, so the protein we're using for this dish is mussels, prawns, and I'm using ling. But you can use any white fish that has a little bit of texture to it. So it's quite chunky and it doesn't flake apart easily. I'm also going to use chickpeas and some Sicilian olives, which has chili inside, which are really yummy. And we're going to finish off with some honey. Alright, so the sauce is ready, it's thick, and it's ready to put the fish in. So we're going to go over to the frying pan. Now we just want to gently put our fish in, and this won't take long. This will take about 7 minutes. We're also going to give that a good stir. The mussels in, sorry. Just make sure the mussels are right in the sauce, because they're the ones that needs to open. It gets a lot of the steam. So once you've given this a bit of a stir, make sure the mussels are in the sauce. You want to get this on a medium to high, put the lid on, and let the steam come through, because otherwise the mussels won't open. And that is now going to steam for about 7 minutes, and I usually put a timer on because I always forget. So we put our timer on to 7. Alright, so now we're just going to add our almonds. I just want to get this nice and golden, so I'm just going to do that in a medium heat pan. You don't need much oil, I've just used some of the olive oil spray. Just lay them out thinly on the medium heat, and they take about 2 or 3 minutes to get nice and golden. You can do them in the oven, but since we're not doing anything else in the oven, it's just easier to do them on the pan, plus you have more control as well. So this will only take a few minutes on a medium heat. They're actually ready now. Alright, so once your fish is almost ready, add the chickpeas and also the olives. And all you want to do with these is just really heat them through, so just a couple of minutes. And for sweetness, I'm also actually going to add a teaspoon of honey. And that can go in, and that just melts. And it's really nice because you get that sweet, chili and spicy and salty mixture, which is exactly what you want. Before you obviously plate up, you want to make sure your sauce is perfect. You want to always taste your food. That's almost perfect. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to finish it off. Nice and spicy. It's going to rain tonight, so this is going to be absolutely perfect. Boil it for another minute and take the seafood off the heat. And we are going to go and do the nuts and the coriander, and then you're ready to serve. So I've got this amazing bowl actually from Morocco. And if you get something shallow like this, it's really beautiful when you present it. You want to sort of try to end up with the mussels on the top. Pour this in now. Right. We're going to add our toasted nuts. This will make a great crunch in the meal. And this we're going to add loads of fresh coriander. You can never have too much coriander, I think. So that can only be roughly chopped. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that just goes all over the top. And there you go. Moroccan fish. Everyone will love it.